the reason that stat was in my story and the reason it was the trivia question is the Celtics had better take advantage of this opportunity they have in front of them today, and not for all the complaining that Brian has done, but because we've seen over time, it is very, very, very hard to get to the NBA Finals and to win a championship. And the reason that stat's in there is because I wrote a column today about our story today about the situation the Celtics are in going into Game 6 with a chance to win at home, and go back 10 years ago. And that Thunder team, the McMahon mentioned earlier, with Kevin Durant, James Harden, and Russell Westbrook, 3 future MVPs, all on the same team, all in the first 5 years of their NBA careers, in the NBA Finals together, playing against the Miami Heat. And nobody walking out of that series would have thought that was the only time that Thunder team would make the finals.
Yeah.
That Thunder team wouldn't win a championship. And that team was as stacked as any team we've seen with young talent, right? And you look at where the Celtics are, they get a Bucks team without Chris Middleton. This Miami Heat team is broken down. Probably are better than them anyway. They've had some fortunate bounces, injury luck-wise themselves. They get a matchup with the Warriors, a team that I think they can beat in the finals. They might have a young team with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, and the future might look really bright, and it might be very bright. This could be the start of a long run. It also could be their one shot to get there.
Well, and they better do it
take
now
care of the opportunity when they have it.
Well, James Harden's going to find the fountain of youth while he's at the Paris Fashion Show. By the way, the Celtics in 08 did have the number 1 defense. So I'm guessing that stat got botched in the translation via Wendy.
All right, let me look at what Hembo said.
Maybe it's the number 1 defense in the playoffs.
The Celtics haven't reached the finals with the number 1 defense since 1966. It might depend on defenses. Are they calling defensive efficiency or defensive?
I looked up. They had the number 1 defensive efficiency in 08. So, hey.
All right. Well, look, I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm rolling with Hembo. Jackson, our producer, says that the Celtics were second in points.
Either way, Brian is again botched trivia question. So we're right.
I have not botched it.
Excuse
me, I have not
botched
it. Jackson just said they were second points per game allowed.
Okay, points per game. Nobody in the modern NBA judges defense.
1966 was not modern.
Okay, 2008 was.
Don't get all salty because you messed up the trivia question again.
I did.
I was like, boom.
This is why you ceded the trivia question away to others.
I dominated the trivia question, and then Wendy's over here just jacking it up.
That's right.
All right. Well, listen.
That's right.
Either way, they got a great defense. Okay, and this is one thing I'll be interested to see if the Celtics win tonight. I'll be interested to see what the initial lines are coming out. Obviously, the Warriors are going to have home court. They went 1-1 against each other during the regular season. Feels irrelevant now. I agree. I would assume that the Warriors would be favored.
I would think so, having home court advantage.
Yeah. I got to say, though, like this Celtics team defense they handled Durant and Kyrie in the first round. I know that Giannis put up big numbers, but they absorbed Giannis in the second round, wore him out. The one game he could barely stand, and then by game 7 he could barely run.
Yeah, they held Milton scoreless in that series.
He still was the.
Trust me, I had him on my little fantasy team that we did. You don't think I don't know that?
Giannis is still the first guy to ever have 200 points, 100 rebounds, and 50 assists in a 7-game series. I don't think they exactly wore him out, but I know what you're saying.
You don't think they wore him out? He could barely run.
I shouldn't say wore him out, but I wouldn't say they slowed him down. Is what I was trying to say. I would say
by design.
I would say they escaped.
He said they absorbed him.
He did.
Yeah, they won the series.
They did.
Now the Heat are messed up, but the Heat are having trouble cracking 80 points.
I tell you what, man.
And the Heat have only been able to do that in the series, even when they were healthy, when the Celtics were literally throwing them the ball and just letting them go. I can't lie,
fellas. I was watching that on my phone on the flight. I dozed off a little bit in the third quarter.
It's been a horrendous watch of a series. I love watching hoops, and it's been a rough series all the way around. Because at the beginning of it, it was just a matter of who was not throwing. If the Celtics were not throwing the ball around, and now, oops, nice job. And then at the back half of it, the Heat have been so decimated by injuries that they could barely function in the half court at all. and that was already a problem for them before.
I tell you what, Kyle Lowry, boy, it's been rough. It has been rough.
Well, that last
that's
game
the
with
thing.
him and Jimmy Butler both out there, just like, I mean, neither one of them could do anything with the ball.
Injuries have messed up what would have been a potentially great Eastern Conference playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
We did get the Celtics Bucks series was a very that was a great series.
It was a classic series.
That was an
But
all-time classic series.
That's the only one we've
conference
got.
finals have stunk. It's been hold your nose, a lot of it.
That's the only one we've got. And no.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.